back into this game. His gimmicky styles is what been costing him in the past. But here we have, over at the right-hand side of Antigua Shipyard, we do have the pink Zerg player who, he's took a very quick 3-0 advantage, but it's kind of let it slip in the last two games. It is Infused Johnny Rico. And over here at the southwest, we do have, well, the one, the only TT Esports White Raw. And he is the red Protoss here on Antigua Shipyard. Now, like you said before, it is pretty difficult to get a fourth base on this map because for both players, you can easily pretty much get your third. Your natural is very easy to get. Your third, yeah, fine, it's up a ramp. There are some rocks to it, but it's pretty easy to defend. And then after that, that's where the real trick comes. I mean, do you take the one in the middle of the map where the Xel'Naga tower, shows, or do you go for one of these, ninja expands at the sides and, but with it being so far away from the rest of your bases, I mean, such fine lines, and it's such a tough one to call, but I'm pretty sure Johnny has something up his sleeve, otherwise he wouldn't have picked this map.
Very true, very true. Yeah, and I mean, White Raw scouts out straight away. He sees Johnny Rico, he sees there is nothing weird going on as of yet, no cheesy play by him. So White Raw, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go for the Nexus first, or is he gonna go for the Forge first? He sees the spawning pool, so he sees the spawning pool is coming up with a very standard timing. He is as of yet not building any forge. Is he gonna build it now then? This is so interesting. What's up? I think yeah, he's gonna go for the forge. There we go. And yeah, this is looking just as we have seen it before. White Raw goes for the forge, and then he tries his best to block this expansion. And last game he was doing a good job. Let's see how this goes for him this time.
Yeah, Johnny is so quick in throwing down the hatch, though. Just like we're saying there, like you just give him a second, and he's gonna get that hatch down. No doubt about that. Yeah, he's really smart.
Yeah, he's an expert at really getting that expansion up. If you slip one inch, and he's gonna be there and get the expansion up, no problem. Very hard to block a player like that from getting his expansion up. And yeah, no real delay there for Johnny Rico. He had no problem getting that one up. And we'll see now what White Raw decides to do. I mean, the last two games he has gone for a very fast third base, followed up by the double robotics facility, followed up by Immortals, and eventually Colossi. So yeah, and once again, like we've seen it before, and we have talked about it before, how good Johnny Rico is at scouting around the map, scouting for proxy pylons, all that stuff, and he does the same this game. He really doesn't want to get proxy pylon anywhere right now, and he places one Zerling at the Xel'Naga tower, just as he has done in all the games before. And he moves one of them up right outside the ramp for White Raw in order to see if White Raw decides to go for any type of attack or anything like that.
Yeah, we see pretty standard from White Raw right now. We do see Johnny going for his very quick third standard again. So Johnny just playing his usual game. He's kind of said, okay, the last two maps, yeah, you've done your crazy very fast third style. Right now, I'm going to take my quick third, and I'll be very surprised if Johnny, allows White Raw to take the third on this map so easily without any kind of pressure or anything behind it. But he's got to be careful that White Raw is very prone and susceptible to do like crazy all-in builds and stuff like. So I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, I feel that the greedy type of thing you do when you take a third base that early as Protoss should at least be tried to be punished by a Zerg player. I feel like you as a Zerg should at least try to do some damage to the Protoss player if he plays that greedy. Johnny has not done that in the previous games, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that. But the White Raw moves out with two setups right now. It moves up to the third base from Johnny Rico. Johnny Rico has Queen on her way, and yeah, White Raw, how much damage is he going to be able to do? He doesn't get anything. He moves away. Oh, what do you think about this? White Draw just going up there, confirm the expansion is there, and then moves away. Do you think he should have stayed and tried to do some real damage?
No, because 10 lings are on the way,
Yeah.
and you don't want to lose any of these units like for free. So retreating them back a little bit is a good idea. Obviously, using the Stalker as the front man. Oh, he's going to get surrounded if he's not careful. No, he doesn't. Okay, but speed is quite a little way from being completed. So, I mean, Whiteraw's not in any danger of losing these units immediately. But if they're out of position, you don't want to give lings a chance. We do see a Roach Warren. Has been thrown down here for Johnny. I just want to have a quick look over at the base, and we have 4 gates on the way for White so that will take his total tally up to 5. Has 3 gases right now, so he's not going up to 4 gas immediately. So this tells me he's going to be doing, and he also has a robo right now as well, so this tells me he's going to be doing a gateway heavy robo timing attack on 2 base. He has a probe over there at the 3rd, but opted not to get the Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, he has, it seems like he's going for a more, like you said, 2-base attack right now, not taking the 3rd base. Just as I say it, it seems like that's actually what he's going to do. It's a little bit later now than it has been previous matches. White Draw plays a little bit more safe. Question is though, this time Rico is going to be here and try to deny this base. He gets the probe, and no 3rd base coming up anytime soon for White Draw thanks to that. So good play there by Johnny Rico.
Yeah, moves in, kills a probe, gets out of there. He just wanted to have confirmation that he was going for 3 base rather than a timing attack. So he's just going to move back a little bit now, and he is going to be adding a macro hatch into his main. And he should actually possibly look to start getting some more tech out right now. But looks like he's just going to start cranking out more roaches. Maybe he just wants to try and break... Ooh, 9 roaches on the way. So this indicates to me that... And then 5 drones behind it. So this could be one of 2 things. Maybe he wants to do a little poke to some pressure. Or he's thinking that White Raw is going to do a little bit of a timing attack himself while expanding to his 3rd. So he wants some units out. But Johnny is moving out across the map. But there's 2 ways you can look at this. He is getting burrow as well, so it looks like he wants to put some aggression on himself. Did see them immortals, but he's still coming forward.
Yeah, and there's a steady stream of units coming right now from the base of Johnny Rico. Johnny Rico is also creating a little bit of a creep highway here with the Overlord. So yeah, I've talked about this before. Punishing the Protoss for taking the expansion. This time, there's definitely going to be some punishment going on. Johnny Rico is knocking on White Raw's door, and actually, just as I say it, it seems like he's moving back. No, he chooses to go for this attack and actually really do some damage.
Yeah, but he saw the Warp Prism. He knows it's there. Like, he saw the Zealots being unloaded, and he's not really prepared. He has 3 roaches in his main. Right, is that enough to deal with all of these? To deal with 4s? Actually, he's got another 2 roaches out right now, so yeah, he will be able to deal with that, I think. And he does pick up, and at the meantime, Johnny is going to back off. At the 3rd, he's going to back off a little bit. Like, this is what I was saying, though. Johnny doesn't want him to get up to 3 bases. He doesn't want him to be comfortable on 3 bases. He wants to do a lot of pressure now. And this is what we're seeing the other side of Johnny. Instead of going up for, a 4 base, 5 base and trying to take up to Infestor and Broodlord, looks like he just wants to max out on Roach Ling and do a whole bunch of damage now.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be a tough one for White Draw. Just like you said, he's almost maxed out and it's only 12 minutes in. This is the type of play that a lot of Protoss players fear. White Draw is going to have to do a lot of damage right now. He has a lot of Immortals though, and Immortals kill roaches so easy. And a lot of energy on the force fields, on the sentries as well. And here we go. Good micro there by Johnny Rico. Gets him very close, but the force fields from White Draw are so very nice. And we'll see here, there's a lot of units left for White Draw, and burrow movement is down for Johnny Rico as well, so those force fields are not going to pose as such a big threat anymore. Moves in very closely, tries to snipe out these sentries, and so he does, but the question is he going to have enough? One Immortal goes down, another one gets focus fired, and White Draw seems to be able to hold.
Yeah, and I can kind of understand the reason behind this attack. At the same time, there's a Warp Prism over at the 4th, but it's not going to do all that much. He kind of wants to trade armies and expand behind it. Trade armies expand. Trade armies expand. You know, kill the high-tech units, the Immortals, the Sentries. You know, he wants to kill the important units while expanding behind it and keeping the aggression on. To make Whiterot make a whole bunch of units like Zealots and Stalkers and stuff, which he really doesn't want to make at this point in the game. But look, like Whiterot is going to have to defend off another attack again. Force fields, not the best. I mean, he's not really trapping anything.
And Johnny Rico is just keeping track of what Whiterot is doing right now. He doesn't mind losing a roach here and there. I mean, as long as he, doesn't lose his whole army. And he's gonna have to be careful. He decides to move closer to the army of Whiterot and really try to do damage. He's focus firing on these Immortals right now. One of them is definitely gonna go down, and there's just such a big stream of roaches streaming in right now. And oh my God, doesn't Whiterot have enough? Whiterot is in a nice position though. He has enough. No problem at all. And Whiterot, I mean, he survives, and he's looking pretty good right now. But then again, Johnny Rico, he has his 4th base up right now, and that's a very good thing for him. But here comes a War Prism as well for Whiterot.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit sloppy from Johnny, that, to be honest. I mean, initially he wasn't target firing the Immortals, so the Immortals were just sat at the front, pummeling away at all of the Roaches. The Roaches didn't stand a chance against 4 or 5 Immortals. Are you kidding me? Like, they have no chance, and here he comes in again, but he's going to have to back out almost immediately because he's not going to be able to do any damage at all. I mean, I can understand what Johnny's trying to do, max out attack, while expanding behind it, but look, like, Whiterot's supply is steadily increasing after these battles. After the first battle it was 110, after the second battle it was 120, but now he's at 150, but here comes a huge concave from Johnny, and the force fields are not good enough, but the Immortals do so much damage, he needs to target them down, and there he's starting to target them, but is it too late? I'm starting to think maybe so, and he's going to have to back out again a little bit.
Yeah, and just like you said, the army from Whiterot keeps growing bigger and bigger, and at the same time, Whiterot is doing such a good job harassing this 3rd base from Johnny Rico. He already took down the queen here, and he just he plays very, very solid right now. And here comes another wave of units from Johnny Rico, though this time Johnny Rico does not have enough. He moves away there, baits out a couple of force fields though, so that's at least something. And Whiterot on 3 base right now is able to pump out those Immortals, and Johnny Rico tries to snipe out these gateways.
Some force fields here could be terrible for Johnny. But he manages to botch the force fields a little bit, and we do see another Warp Prism drop at the 3rd of Johnny, and it's going to do a lot of damage. These Roaches are going to get absolutely murdered by these Zealots now. He's got to pull everything back in order to deal with it. Now look, at the same time, Whiterot is pushing out on this map. He's at 181 supply, and he has got such a scary army. +3 is about to finish. And +2 attacks hasn't even finished yet for the the melee for the Zerg yet. So Johnny is in awful position right now. But he's out in the middle of the map now.
Yeah, and I mean, Whiterot does not have a forward pylon though, so he's not going to be able to reinforce that easy. And there's not many force feeds left right now. But then again, the Immortal count is just so high, and there's only Zerlings and Roaches out right now for Rico. He is losing his base right now, and moves very, very close. And like we see here, there's not many force fields out, which makes it a lot easier for Johnny Rico. But the army from Whiterot is just so strong, and he's using the War Prism as a pylon, of course. And Johnny Rico has to move back. He loses his expansion, and Whiterot is playing very, very good right now.
Yeah, only thing is, Whiterot is completely mined out in his main. He only has 200 minerals left in his main. At the natural, he's looking starting to diminish a little bit, but then he's got his 3rd, so he's able to do a little bit more damage, and this is where the crucial engagement comes in. There's Immortals at the front, soak up and deal so much damage. I'm not sure Johnny can break this, and Johnny's supply is plummeting. He gets a good surround, but I think that is going to be curtains, and I think Whiterot's going to even it up 3-3.
Wow, yeah, Whiterot is playing so well right now, really showing his caliber as a world-class player, and yeah, Johnny Rico